Last night, I had a dream.
Girl, I'm gonna break you off. Well, your friend said make sure you let him know.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy
Tell him that
Righteous.
you're coming home with me tonight. Girl, I'm gonna break you off. You know you gon' get it all. Baby girl, you're coming home with me tonight.
Fuck does that mean?
Yeah, we had a little locked eye for a short while.
Okay, so I don't remember exactly how this dream started, but as far as I could remember, it started at a point where I was standing in this apartment, in the living room of an apartment, and I heard some commotion. I felt rushed. I felt like some people were chasing me, you know? So as soon as I heard that commotion, I'm like, okay, so these bitches are coming for me. So I step out of the building. I step out of the living room, open the door to the hallway, which connects all the apartments to the staircase, you know? So I step outside and I look down the staircase and I don't see shit, but I do hear a lot of commotion, a lot of voices getting louder and louder and louder, and I knew they were coming for me. So as soon as I heard that, I'm like, okay, you know what? I gotta find a way out of here, because if they catch me, shit's gonna be bad. You know what I mean? So I looked at the other side of the staircase, on which there were a lot of windows, and those windows connected to a balcony. Those windows connected to a balcony. So I went over to the windows and I tried to get through, but at first I couldn't get through them because they couldn't open all the way up. Plus they had a security on them and rubbers and all that type of shit. So I'm standing there peeling all that shit off while I'm hearing and listening to the people coming upstairs, and I'm like, man, I gotta hurry the fuck up, because if they get me, it's gonna be wild. So I get all that shit off and I squeeze my way into the motherfucking window, and I just literally snake my way out of that situation. Now I'm standing on the balcony and I'm looking around, and as I'm looking around, I spot these big ass trees, and I'm like, okay, so the only way down is either to jump off of this shit and hoping that I can fly in this dream, or just jump onto the motherfucking tree and then slide and climb down. So that's what I did. I went with the second one. I mean, the first one would have been more interesting, but you know, let's just keep it exciting, you know what I'm saying? So I jumped into the tree, climbed down, and as soon as I hit the ground, I started running. I'm like, got to get the fuck out of here. Looking back, I saw all those people that were chasing me standing on the balcony, and they were looking down at me. So now they were communicating to the rest of the team like, okay, so we got visuals on this dude and he just hit the ground running. It's time for you guys to go and chase the motherfucker. Bro, I'm running. Everybody, getting started, come on. Nah, okay. So I'm running and I feel these people closing in on me, you know? So I try to speed up and shit. But ahead of me, there was this big ass spot with constructions and people were working over there. So they had machinery, they had different tools and shit lying all over the ground. And I'm like, okay, so I need to maneuver my way through this shit. So as I'm making my way through that, these motherfucking construction workers start holding me up. They're like, yeah, you know, we need you to wait and we need you to do this. And I'm like, nigga, there ain't no way that I'm gonna wait right now. Because if I wait, I might as well just kill myself and walk up to the gate. You know what I'm saying? Because no way I'm gonna survive that shit. So I maneuver my way through them. I'm like, fuck yeah, I ain't waiting for no motherfucking body. So I make my way around them, make my way through them. And I kept on running. I'm running. And the next thing I see is this forest, this little park with a lot of motherfucking trees, and I run right into that shit. And I'm like, okay, so if I'm gonna lose these people, this is probably the spot where I'm gonna be able to do that. So I'm running, I'm jumping over hurdles, jumping over puddles, jumping over trees and logs and animals and dead bodies. Okay, not dead bodies, but you know, just anyway, jumping. Then I jump over a creek and shit. And I hit the ground. And as soon as I hit the ground, I feel a relief, as if I lost those people. So I'm looking back and I indeed lost them. So at this moment, I can catch my breath, recoup a little bit, you know, and think of my next move. But at this very moment that I'm catching my breath and recoup, the screen just switches over to a whole different scene. And in this scene, you see my uncle. And he's running. He's also running. Because apparently these people were chasing me to get to him. So this dude is running. I have no idea what the fuck he did. But anyway, they were chasing him. And because I live with him now, and that's the reason why, you know, I don't know if maybe y'all seen this, but we changed the scenery up, you know. I live in a different spot right now, and it's my uncle's house, and I rent a room with him. So don't know what he was up to in that dream, but because I live with him, they try to fuck me up as well. Y'all feel me? Anyway, so he is running now. He's running, and he runs into the same forest that I'm in. And he's jumping over hurdles, jumping over puddles, jumping over this and over that and over that. And in the far distance, you can see my grandma and one of my aunties, and they're instructing him to help him get away from the people. So they're telling him to do this and this and that, this and this and that, and he does it. And eventually they're like, okay, that shit is not working. We need you to jump into that creek right there and stay underwater until they leave. And that's exactly what he did. And as soon as he did that, the people came in and they were like, where the fuck is this nigga at? Where the fuck is this nigga at? And they couldn't find him. So then they left. And as soon as they left, we all went over to him to see how he was doing and helped him out of the creek. And he was like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. And we were standing there like, yeah, no shit, nigga. Anyway, scene changed. Next thing we know, we're standing at this airport. We just passed one of those borders, you know, those custom border control type of shit. Past that, and they led us straight to the landing site. They wanted to walk us up the plane themselves. So we were like, okay, you know, the more security we can get at this point, the better it is for us. And by the way, the people that were chasing us, these people, they were completely covered in army attire. So they had like shoulder pads, they had knee pads, they had bulletproof vests, they had like the complete outfit. It was like we were in Call of Duty or something and we were just unequipped. That's exactly what it looked like. But anyway, so as the airport people are guiding us into the plane, we walk in and I look back because it was a big ass row and we were standing in the row and I look back and I see the people that were chasing us. They also caught up to us, but they couldn't pass the border. They couldn't pass the border control for some reason. So they just stood there behind security and they were just watching us like, you motherfuckers. Y'all might have escaped this time, but next time, you shall not get away. So, as we're standing in line and the line's getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter and we're getting closer to the aircraft we needed to board, I realized that this was not a plane. It looked more like a pod, you know what I mean? Like a space pod or something of the sort. So I'm standing there and I'm like, where the fuck we going actually? Like, why wouldn't they just put us in a plane? Are we going far? Or are we going somewhere high up, somewhere down low? Like, how does this shit work? So as we get closer to the plane, to the pod, and it's finally our turn to board and they tell us to climb the ladder and go in. I climb the ladder and I go in and I look around and I see not much. I'm like, man, this place is fully cramped. Like at best it could hold like 10 people, but then 5 people or maybe 4 people wouldn't have a seat. You know what I mean? So as soon as we got in, I was looking around. I see like 5 or 6 seats and these seats were standing up. Like you had to stand up like this, strap up, and this is how you would travel. Like I don't know if the shit was meant to lay down or flip or I don't know what the shit was meant to do, but all I could see was you had them standing seats, if you could call it that, with the safety belts crossing your chest and crossing your waist. So as I got in, I did that. My auntie got in, my grandma got in, and for some reason my little brother was there too, my oldest little brother. And then the doors closed and my uncle was still standing outside and he was like, oh, so you guys are not gonna let me in, huh? And the people that were chasing us were starting to rejoice. They were like, huh, we gonna get you now, motherfucker. You thought you could escape from us, huh? About to shoot your motherfucking head clean off. But then 2 seconds later, the security people opened up the pod again and they let him in anyway. So after he got in, got strapped in, the shit got closed, and then we started to depart. So I feel the pod lifting from the ground. And I asked my uncle, where are we going? He's like, yeah, we're going to this and this and that. And I'm like, well, aren't we already there? And as I'm asking him that, I'm looking out the window and he's like, yeah, but not here. We're going to a different dimension. I'm like, a different dimension. So as we were taking off, I could see the globe. I could see the Earth. And my uncle was like, yeah, we're going right here, but then in a different dimension. I was like, different dimension. So as I'm looking down, I can feel us going up and then I feel us going down again. So I'm looking out of the window and I can see that everything is becoming bigger again. And the same place that we were at was becoming way clearer at this moment, but still it was different, you know? It had a orangey vibe. It had a yellowish aura on it. And as soon as we were about to touch down, I woke up. And that's the end of the dream, people. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know what you think the meaning behind this shit is. Personally, I think in this case it's just an adventure. But you know, the subconscious is always trying to tell you shit. So let me know what your analysis is of this one. And most of all, let me know if you liked it. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Righteous signing out. Yeah.
If the light is green, what are we waiting for? Get sick and tired of waiting, so I'm creating more. You got your mind stuck on fading, but who you fading on? Cause when a nigga disappear, know that I'm gonna reappear. Best believe I want it now, there ain't no later on. I'm do the first for you to ever put a label on.
Yo, have you ever imagined, what if you could have one wish? What would you do? If I had a wish, I'd write it down to know exactly what it is. I spend my life, make sure I get it while I live. I take my shot and I ain't never gonna miss.
Yeah.